Hello! Welcome back to the library. Let's complete this story arc. If you haven't watched my review of Arc 1, you can click here, or is it here, to watch that first or hit the link at the end of the video. Arc the Lad 2 opens up with two new characters, Elk the Hunter and Liza the Beast Talker. Elk is the final descendant of a race known as the Parians, people who could wield the power of fire in various forms. No relation to Kyo. Hunted to their own village and slaughtered by the empire that Ark has been fighting since the first game, the then-child Elk is captured and placed into an experimental observation lab called the White House. No relation. Escaping his tormentors, the young protagonist is rescued by the hunter Shu. Shu is the resident badass ninja assassin type. He takes Elk under his wing and teaches him the skills of both hunter and assassin. As Elk matures, these survival skills will be put to the test in more ways than three. Liza becomes Elk's unintentional partner after he rescues her from a terrible situation. Her ability to talk to and control animals makes her the target of downright horrible scientists and villainous overlords. Eventually revealed as the Chimera program, the network of scum and villainy will come face to face with Elk and a host of other characters, both new and old. Before we go any further, a vital piece of context needs to be in place to properly underscore my first reaction to the game. During the initial release in Japan, there was a good year's worth of time between releases. The shock of what was new in the sequel wouldn't hit as hard as it would if you had played it right afterwards, like here in America with the box set. That said, I was floored by how much the visuals improved. Characters are more refined, slimmer, with copious amounts of added animations and animation frames. There are layers to the details and creativity applied to every single one of those animation frames. Every character has its own distinctive vibe, from Shu's heroic stances to Shantae's hilarious throwing of her shoe. Each character has roughly 4 to 5 stages of animation per attack, spanning across every weapon in the game. If Liza is equipped with a whip and lands a powerful attack, she will whip, pirouette, and multi-whip all in one animation. It's mind-blowing to see the first time, and every new weapon type you acquire fuels the need to see every sequence. In fact, let's slow this roll a bit and shift to what's truly new in the gameplay. Brace for a stream of consciousness. One of the first game's issues was that while it was fun, it was also super simple. Aside from trying to figure out the best kits for each character, there wasn't much else to worry about. Arc the Lad 2, however, obliterates that foundation and rebuilds it into one of the most robust, jaw-dropping, and frighteningly addictive experiences in all of strategy RPG Kingdom. All it took was allowing you to upgrade, well, anything, and damn near everything. In general, every weapon, armor, and item now have levels they can earn. A sword that only does 10 damage to start at level 0 out of 12, but use it enough in battle to max out 12 out of 12, and you could see starting doing 23 to 30 damage. This simple application turns upgrading on its head. When you find a new weapon to use, it may have a higher potential level, but you'd be losing attack power by swapping to it. Not swapping to it means you're wasting vital experience points on the current weapon you may have already maxed out. But you might not care, knowing its damage is consistent. This back and forth plays into the economy. Better, leveled material goods are worth more to shops, allowing you a little bit of positive investment in using them for so long. But it doesn't stop there. Early in the game, players will find shops that can create new weapons with the proper item list or add new elements to existing weapons. These locations, while a refreshing new addition to the universe, are grossly underused and personally poorly explained. The problem stems from many of the ingredient lists needing more weapons, which wouldn't be an issue except that your inventory is limited in space. Between trying to find a random weapon to make one that a future upgrade will just outperform, or having an extra heal item, I'm going with the heal item. A similar situation arises with Liza and her beast companions. Likely due to the shared experience with the Monster Arena disc, there is a literal hidden character found inside a cave. Reachable only by the beasts, Sister Claire can upgrade your beasts, give them new abilities, and more. However, I realized I spent most of my time just trying to upgrade my human characters. The thought of taking time away from that to power up the beast never even crossed my mind. We'll see if this regretful decision will affect the next game, but honestly, I couldn't be bothered. More on that later though, as I have a theory why. On top of the fantastic item leveling system, Arc the Lad 2 introduces the Hunter system. Shu and Elk's trade is on full display at the Hunter Guild locations. Each of these locations offers the player monster bounties and townsfolk bounties. Monster bounties require you to go to a specific location, sometimes at a specific time, and defeat them alongside their companions. It's a fantastic concept that turns the usual RPG grind into a valid time sink. Townsfolk offer battle quests that throw a spanner into the works every so often. One of these quests requires you to stop monsters from invading a researcher's space on the battlefield while he works on 3 separate ruins. It's a test of space management skills as the enemy can easily weave around you. When either version of the bounty is done, you head back to the guild to claim your financial prize, get rated on your performance, and then earn merits. These merits play a crucial role in a smaller side quest. Earning 250 of them allows you to enter the guild manager's office for some well-earned items. Speaking of, there's a peculiar new party member who will no doubt give challenge seekers a run for their money. It's a robot named Dvorak. He can be found in a sacred ruin left behind from a previous great war. He is one of the wackiest characters to ever grace a video game. He only has 1 health and 1 magic point to his name. To unlock his full potential, players will need to seek out other sealed ruins in a specific order to recover its power units. These power units, once installed to him, will give him health, magic, offensive moves, and a better chance at surviving the fight. So why is he so unique? Rather than earn experience points, it absorbs them and stores them. If you return Dvorak to his station back on the island, you can then transfer all of his experience points to any of the other characters, in whatever amount you want. It's a great way to bring one character into a fight, but keep other characters moving along their levels by proxy, sort of replacing the arena from the first game. Speaking of ruins, the sequel does offer a crazy spin on 2 of the original's most diabolical features: the Battle Arena, as I mentioned, and the Forbidden Ruins. Rather than the repetitious slog of the 1,000 battles, Arc 2 provides a game show-like environment. There are 3 different types of minigames to be played at the arena, including an ingenious take on the cage fight. It's intended to be used with magic casters. The enemies are inside a cage, but you're locked outside the cage. You will need to use your far-reaching spells to negate the monsters. If you try and cheat by teleporting in, you're called out and the match is over. It's really cheeky. Playing these games earns you special currency that can be traded for other items and collectibles. It's a much more rewarding way to keep earning experience while having something to show for it. The Forbidden Ruins is more of a curiosity. Its data is part of the memory card transfer, and the results are amusing. If you did the ruins and secured Choco in the first game, not only is she not on the 50th floor this time, but the game remembers what treasures you secured, so all those chests are already empty. The floors are all the same, but now with more powerful enemies. If you rescued Choco the first time, this is now more of a rite of passage and bragging to travel down to the depths and back up. But there's a catch. Folks who did transfer their save with her will find her in a new location elsewhere in the world, and after a quest or 2, she'll bring you to the floors beneath the original 50. It's a great payoff for having done the hard work from before. In a broader sense, the game introduces new locations both within and surrounding the original countries, including an oil rig. It's so many places that once you hit the halfway point of the story, you begin to realize just how large of a canvas developer G-Craft has painted. If you treat the Silver Noah as fast travel, the world is huge, especially with how well the developers reuse certain locations. If you're like me and get easily turned around, bring a pen and paper to write down what towns are in what countries. It makes dialogue clues so much easier to map out. Supporting elements like music do their own thing well, but I noticed in some battles the music can start to repeat just a little too often. The special effects and voice clips are really well done though, especially for headphone users. There's just something about hearing a sword slice in this game that makes it so much more satisfying than the rest of its like. Rounding out this review with the story, I can tell you it's not what you would expect. G-Craft pulls no punches with their timelines, and characters old and new will go through some of the most horrific and traumatic experiences I have ever seen in a role-playing game from this era. To comment without spoilers, Elk and Lieza will face demons no character their age should. Tasha's lineage is one of regret and stubbornness. Other characters find solace in each other, while one related NPC watches one of your party members' hardest trials. This overall sense of dread, regret, and hopelessness is carried over from the original game, and where it lands will likely divide players across the community. Watching the final cutscenes left me in a state of shock, questioning everything I had done up to that point, realizing it was the only way forward. It was so powerful that it made me add a point back into the score I had taken away from an earlier complaint. It's just that much of a story shock. Which brings us full circle to the real question. Just how good is this game? That answer is complicated based on what you're looking for in your role-playing game. When Arc the Lad 2 finally brings the original cast in, it's like a celebration. Watching Tosh walk in out of nowhere and perform a 300 damage attack when my current party could barely do 30 was like finding out who Archangel was in Mass Effect 2. I shouted with glee, no lie. The BioWare reference is more on point than you think. Once both parties are under your one roof to command, you realize that Elk doesn't have to be in your party most of the time. If you want to play as Ark for the majority of the game, you can. It would be akin to starting up Mass Effect 2 and just kicking Shepard to the curb.
Let's go, girls.
More importantly, though, is the theory I previously mentioned about not being bothered to do certain side quests. Arc the Lad 2 is an extensive game, more than twice the time sink of the first game, even without doing everything I could have. It could give the player 100 hours or more, going every inch of bounty, side quest, and monster capture. Under normal circumstances, I'd likely still be playing it or starting from scratch because I'd better understand how certain things work. However, I have a wall of games to go through for this website, and every hour is precious. That stress to move on turns massive collecting quests into torturous excursions rather than enjoyable romps. I know that vibe is on me, and I would not dock points from the game for it. It is the PlayStation 1's Fallout, Skyrim, or Horizon Zero Dawn. When I play those games, I know most of the PS5's library is already played through, so I can spend however long I want in each world's experience. If you don't have a huge backlog to go through, Arc the Lad 2 by itself would provide you with months, if not a year's worth, of quests and enjoyment. It would pay for itself multiple times over and still give you 3 other games to play. If there were any true irksome moments with Arc the Lad 2, they are minor but worth pointing out. It suffers from the you can't do that problem. That is, if you see an obvious item that you should be able to take with you, it won't allow you to grab it until the story demands it or a side quest triggers it. This is stacked on the reset problem, where once you leave a dungeon, it resets enemy encounters and puzzles. I memed this on social media a while back when I realized just how many times I had to go through the volcano's track system puzzles for the various bounties. I wanted to snap the disc in half. Those annoyances aside, while gut-wrenching in a play session quickly fade into the background, sometime in the future, I will come back to this game and give it my full attention like I would Fallout or Horizon. It's just that good. On Game-Rave's review scale, it's an excellent 9 out of 10. Arc the Lad 2, on its own, is a testament to the RPG genre. Combined with the original game's data transfer, it is a love letter to story-driven characters, world building, and human emotion. And there you go, guys. That's the review. I cannot put into words how incredible the visual and animation upgrade is going from part 1 to part 2. What is funny, though, is G-Craft set up a little trap. So when I was finishing up Arclad 2, I decided to cheat with Deekback, and I used a Game Shark to give him like 1,000,000 experience points, and I gave them to all the characters and all the creatures I'd captured, so they're like level 150, level 180. And before finishing up this review, writing it, I threw in Monster Tournament just so I could check it out, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with that, except G-Craft programmed it so the monsters you fight are even Steven with the monsters in your party. So when I started my literal training mission, the monsters I was up against were level 180. They whip my ass. So I need to go back to the main game and capture more monsters that aren't Game Sharked and then bring them over to the tournament arena, and I can start doing my review for that disc. It was so funny. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, concerns, let me know. Hopefully this time there are no spoilers. The website is up and running, and more on that later. But yeah, take care, guys. I'm here when you need me.